So let's talk about Virasana. So when we sit in Virasana, here we go. We're filming, we're rolling, people. All right, so when we talk about the health of the knee is going to be most happy when it's in a pure hinge joint. So let's think of the femur and the tibia like these blocks. So here's my tibia, here's my femur. It's going to be happiest when the relationship is like this, right? It's the cleanest movement for it. But the knee also has some capacity to rotate, which means that if I'm going to sit in Virasana, right? Let's not freak out yet. That's scary. But what's going to happen, right, is that my heels have to come outside. So either this is going to happen, like some sort of twisting thing, or I'm going to internally rotate my thighs so that my heels can come out. But there's a little bit of shearing that happens. Can you see? This block has to come wider. So some people have a capacity for their tibia to kind of slide over. Like those are the people who sit in Virasana and it looks so effortless and their toes point straight back, and they have an ability to take their tibia over, and that's natural to the capacity of their joint, as long as it doesn't hurt, right? But for some of us, for me, I have none of that in my leg. So for me to get my feet outside my hips, I really need to internally rotate my thigh. Then my heel can sneak out. So what happens is that I can take the top of my thigh, turn my thighs in, like this, right? And I'm still in this pure hinge joint relationship. So I can sit down. But my feet are like pointing way out. They're never going to point straight back. So it looks kind of weird. And it's sort of awkward. It's not natural to my body. So saddle pose, right? Like I wouldn't be happy sitting here for a long time.
So you can't put your feet on can you put your feet on the tops of your feet on the floor?
No, I can't, because I have to internally rotate my thighs, which means that my shins have to turn out, which means that if I try to turn my feet, then that's going to start turning my shins back this way.
If you have height, would you be able to do it?
Yeah. If height will change everything.
Okay.
But however, I can flex my feet like this, and that actually turns my shins out more. So this was the question that Annabelle had, which started this conversation, which is, why is it okay for some people to turn their shins outwards? And that's because this just actually turns the tibia, and this is the joint that's usually compressed, so that's actually opening that up. So it's, for some people, this won't feel bad, you know, but that's why everyone is so individual, and we can't be inside someone's body and experience it. That's why we have to really task our students with honoring their own experience. So the knee doesn't scream initially. The knee whispers to you when it goes, oh, that feels a little weird, or that's a little odd. And we go, shut up, knee, I'm gonna do lotus, it's awesome, right? And then over time, we run into problems. It's like over time. So we have to, like Susie Hatley-Aldo says this, and she's brilliant. She says, we have to listen to the whispers so we don't have to listen to the screams. So listen to the whispers. So one last thing, saddle pose. So saddle pose, when you teach saddle pose, and you take the knees wide, notice how, even though I've taken my legs wide, I'm still in this really nice hinge joint position of the thigh. I haven't sheared my tibia. I'm not rotating my tibia and my femur. It's still in a hinge joint. So this is very safe. The trouble that students will run into with this particular pose is that because you're sitting up on your heels, there's more of a curve in the lower back. So that's what's going to be a little bit more challenging. It forces you into more of a back bend. So if we're talking about finding a thigh stretch for people, if that's the purpose of doing this, then that's why we decided that the Cleopatra, so named, is a really good alternative, because I'm no longer pushing myself into gravity, but I control how much, first of all, the knee is flexed, and also any rotation from the thigh that is happening.
So is saddle generally done with the knees together or apart? Or
usually apart.
Oh.
I mean, this isn't, you could do this. Actually, you could totally do this. I think it's just hard to get down. Was that?
Vajrasana?
Yes. Well, this would be Vajrasana, shins together, ankles together, and then I guess we would be doing Supta Virasana. What a charmingly named pose.
I love it.
Cool.
Nice backdrop.
Anything? Ta-da! Oh, it's getting exciting. Anything else that we should put on this for posterity? What do you guys think? That reflects our discussion?
Awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Go team.
Good.
Awesome.
I love what you said.